Hello, welcome back to Layers of Fear Inheritance, the DLC. I'm actually doing a voiceover. I stuffed up the background sound. I haven't done anything for a while because I had a jaw operation and it didn't go well. And I'm on massive painkillers.
What's wrong with this thing?
So we've picked up 4 pictures. We're trying to pick up another 5. Um, to get the best ending, and to do that, we need to.
That dog better not be where I think it is.
So we need to get the good daddy ending. Just hit the dog off the couch,
Oh, hey there, princess. You want to sit on Daddy's lap?
and then you
Come
s-
on.
then
It's
you
okay.
then you find nice daddy. So basically, to get the good ending, you do all the things that make daddy seem like a good person. Um, so paintbrushes instead of crayons. Pick up. So this is all the pictures that our father drew, painted of our mother. He went mad, as our childhood drawing shows there. He was painting her, trying to remember her before she was horribly disfigured in a fire department store. Um, and he actually painted a portrait before she was in the fire department store, called the Lady in Black. But our mother went a little bit crazy and hated that painting and set fire to it. And then after that, we've been trying to. Our father was trying to do his magnus opus, his best painting of her. Because
All
she.
right, young lady.
Oh,
Shall we continue? Right. Whatever happens, just keep looking at me and listen.
so this is like a mini game. We got to
Now,
keep looking at
where
him.
was I?
Uh,
Yes.
the computer
The
will
princess was all alone in the dark.
constantly
And yet, she felt that the evil witch was lurking nearby.
sort of fly me
As her
away.
eyes adjusted to the darkness, she saw something moving in the corner of her eye. And yet, she did not dare to move, for she knew that would be the end of her. The princess heard a fearsome growl. The witch had unleashed her familiar, the hellhound. The monster sniffed at the air, its perky ears wary of even the slightest sound. The princess remained motionless, letting the monster pass. There was a stillness in the air. The princess breathed.
Okay. I'm starting to think
There
this
was a
house is
stillness in the air. The
supernatural.
princess breathed a sigh
Everything
of
flying
relief.
around over here.
For a moment, it seemed like the worst was behind her, and yet she knew that it was not over. There was still danger nearby, waiting for her slightest move. Frozen in terror, she kept looking straight ahead.
There was still danger nearby.
Frozen in terror, she kept looking straight ahead. Suddenly, she heard a terrifying cackle. It was the evil witch herself. The wretched thing despised beauty and innocence, for she had neither. The hag was near, just outside of view, but our heroine didn't dare to look. She had to keep her head straight, lest she be cursed by the witch's foul magic. She could almost feel the chilling touch of the witch's hand at her neck. She felt a sudden urge to run away, but fought it with all her will, for she knew that was precisely what the witch would have wanted. And then, just like that, the chill was gone. She saw a glimmer of light over the horizon. The sun was almost upon her. It was almost dawn. And there, the princess stood triumphant in the sun, smiling as she... Wait, that's not right. Her face. Why is she still... scared? Oh, God. I didn't mean to... Princess, I am so sorry.
So Dad has X-ray vision. He's able to paint us through the canvas.
It's not that he was cruel. It's just that, to him, reality was just a pale reflection of art. He was blind to the world, unless it was translated to him through a canvas.
There's us doing Slava Ukraini. Power to Ukraine. No, I don't know. With that childhood drawing, you probably saw that we were feeding dolls to the dog, and we were actually smiling. So I don't know what that was about. Also, when the dog, there's another. I think that's that door there, which seems to indicate there was a fire there. So this is our bedroom where our mum used to be. There's another drawing in here. And there's our dad. Is that a fire again? Our mum's sick. We're crying in the closet. Why are we in the closet? Anyway.
I don't remember that being there. I can hear you out there. Please, please help me. It hurts. Oh, it hurts so much.
So switch the gramophone on.
I can't take it anymore. Yes. Thank you. It's so good to feel that there's still beauty.
So that gives us good daddy, because the dog broke the medicine, jumping off the couch, and our father set up a gramophone so she could listen to music to settle the pain. If we don't actually touch the gramophone, our mother goes, "You're just like your father." So, and if we turn away constantly when he's trying to paint us, then he gets angry. So, if you want the good ending, you have to do those things. I'll try and read this. I, grasping at the remains of my sanity, declare this to be my last will and testament. I hereby deem all my previous wills just as worthless as the shallow husks calling themselves my friends and associates. To my agent, Thomas Caldwell, I bestow the hellish vermin that infest my home, praying that they will gnaw away at him endlessly, bleeding him dry just like he did to me. To my publisher, Liam Brickstone, I bequeath the flames that consumed the love of my life, in hope that they will devour him along with the wretched whore and squealing beep that he calls his family. To my lawyer, James Jerome Sadler, I pass on whatever illness has rotted my mind and soul away so that he can feel just as empty and useless as he was to me. To any other parasites that come crawling out of the woodwork, I leave nothing. To hell with you all. Finally, to my beloved daughter, I leave all my earthly possessions for what they're worth. I hope they will inspire you to realize your true potential. The final, most precious gift, however, is not mine to give. You will have to discover that on your own. I believe in you, as I always have. So he admits that he's damaged there. He's got a mental illness. Interesting, he talks about flames licking up his wife. That might be how he might have tried to burn the house down to hide the body of his wife. Henry Marvin, MD, relationship counsellor. March the 3rd, this time we are really going. So, after our wife... so again, you can see the smoke on the bottom of the floor. We're actually quite young here, we're crawling. So you got two pathways. You can go left and go mother's direction, or you can go father's direction. We're trying to get the good ending. There's 3 endings. To get the ending, the good ending, you got to read every note, watch every cutscene, do absolutely everything in the game.
Oh, come on, don't be afraid. It won't bite.
So she's
try for yourself.
She's talking about the piano there. The piano won't bite. She's a pianist and she's plays the violin.
No, that's not quite right.
What's wrong with that?
Still not quite there.
Oh, seriously?
Whoever's pounding on that piano, quit it!
Maybe I'll blame the dog. It's the dog. Don't like the dog. He ate one of my dolls.
Did I not make myself clear?
It's the dog. Poppiel. See? Oof.
You know what? I have an idea. Go get your crayons.
I seem to prefer cats because I always play around with Mr. Scooter. And our mother wanted a cat, but the father gave us a dog. Okay, so basically you just gotta, this is how all the professionals do it. They just line up. This is a puzzle. So if it's a pretty tedious achievement. If you miss any notes, you'll probably any reading notes, or if you miss a cutscene, you'll probably have to do the whole thing again to get the achievement to work, to get the good ending. If you want the mother ending, you just follow the mother paintings.
That's actually not bad. Look at you, young lady. It looks like talent runs in the family.
So it looks like we take after mum and dad, because we like to do crayons and we like to play on the piano. Okay, this house is definitely supernatural. We got chairs flying around the place. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Sorry. And this is what you got smoking. Oh, jeez. I was not expecting that. I hate that dog. Maybe I started a fire because I hated the dog. You can see everything burned and everything's destroyed. So many fires. As I said, this is a voiceover and I get lost here. I'll explain why I get lost. But while I'm lost, I'm going to talk about a lot of the conspiracy theories and the theories, game theories, and whatever else. I'll go through as many as I can. Just climb the ladder, touch this. And you're looking for the books, so if you can get to the books, then jump off because it'll keep scrolling. And you got a picture on the side here. What's this picture? Get well soon. All the medicine you need. Yep. And then you want to get to the wheelchair. So this is the wheelchair that my mum used to be in. Don't be sad, mummy. We'll be broken together. And you see me in a wheelchair and the dog. I seem to be playing it out. It was like playing it out with the dog. Jeez. No wonder you got grumpy. Okay. And then you want to get to the gramophone. Don't touch the gramophone, because if you touch the gramophone, it'll break the grandfather clock. Usually there's a code here to the safe, but it's not there. Or there's a code on top of this table. Unfortunately, it's not there, and I don't know where the other hidden place is. So I'm going to be walking around in this room trying to find where the damn code is. So while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to talk about some of the theories out. Because there's many YouTubers and they have these ridiculous theories. So one theory is that our father killed both the wife and us, the daughter. I don't know how they come to that conclusion, because the DLC clearly shows that's not the case. We are quite old, and we inherited the house, and even the ending shows that our father is quite dead, and we have a daughter of our own, of ourselves, in one of the endings. So in none of the scenarios does it really show that the daughter died at any means. And again, even if he did try and take us away from child custody, they must have caught up and took us away from our father. So I don't know. That's a theory out there, and I don't agree to that one. Another theory. So somebody suggested that he used his own body parts to create the Magnus Opus when it came to the self-portrait. There's nothing in the game to suggest that at all. I don't even know how they dreamed that one up. A lot of them are arguing when you look at the room with the so many paintings that he couldn't have used all the body parts, he would have run out. They're missing the point. So after she died, the majority of the time, and this is another thing, they believe that she was dug up from the grave. Possible. But it's also possible he never told anyone she died. So she slit her wrists in the bathtub, and it's possible, because he was so obsessed with her, he may not have actually told anyone she died at all. They might have found out when they took over the house, because he couldn't keep up with payments. Eventually he was evicted. And he tried to hide her in the kitchen, in the pantry, and he bricked it up, and he tried to get it with air fresheners. Now there is a secret room off chapter 1 where you see he's got a model, and he's got a couple of instruments, but again, that's not to verify that he killed her. It's more to verify that he kind of just chopped up the body. There's handcuffs there, but he may have just used them to hang the body up. So again, there's nothing really. And she said, "What have you done?" So she seemed to have really committed suicide. So there's the code. I just found it, but I forget it, and I put it in different things. So after she died, I think he just propped her up in the wheelchair and put that in his gallery, in his whatever, where he paints his canvas. And I think he was painting all those pictures from his memory and her corpse as it was decaying. But eventually got to a point where he couldn't. And he came up with the idea that he was going to use her body parts to make the Magnus Opus. So it wasn't all the paintings that he used that for, but a singular painting. And also you find different body parts. He may have actually cut the body parts in several different areas. So like for once in his bedroom he takes out the blood, takes out the eye somewhere else, he takes out so he may have done that dissecting in various parts of the house and may have just wheeled her around. What leads me to that is that the wheelchair is covered with paint as well. So he definitely brought the body in with him. Listen to this.
It was my fault. My mistake. I should never forget what I did. What I made her do. I need to hold on to this. Not as penance. Not as punishment. As a reminder.
What I made her do. And she said that she committed suicide. I mean, even her last... And there's even a suicide letter in her handwriting. So I really don't understand this whole he killed her. Okay, we're going to continue on. That was the wheelchair that I said, and you'll notice in some scenes she's is completely covered in paint, which seems to suggest it was in the canvas room. So again, you can turn to the left here, or you can turn to the right. I'm going to go to the right. And we're in a giant toy room. Yeah, this is our timetable. And as a kid, we're mainly painting, sleeping, hiding, painting, sleeping, whatever the... we did a lot of time painting. So he did have PTSD. He was our father was in World War One. He had an injury. This is probably him saying he can't do it without us as a child. Because Mum took us away because of his angry drunk. And when she was away, she had the accident. We got her back. And she came to live with us again. So there were several fires. There was, as I said, the fire from the department store. This train is something he bought for us.
Oh, hey, Princess. I didn't know you were out here. No, it's all right. Daddy just tripped. You know, clumsy old peg leg. Oh, there. You don't need to worry. Daddy's just tired. So very tired.
So you want to pick that up for good old Dad to get the good ending. So there was the department store fire. Now, as I said, our father painted a portrait called The Lady in Black. After she had her accident and was disfigured and came back, she hated that painting, and so she set fire to that, which probably leaked out elsewhere and caused more issues. In one of the endings, we witnessed our father set fire to the Magnus Opus and created another fire. And these house fires are there's the door there, are constantly a feature. Like you can see smoke damage throughout the whole entire house, both in the prologue and in the ending. And a lot of the notes are smoke damaged as well, especially the ones in the prologue and the ending. So there was more than one fire for sure. So I'm going up here. If you're doing a speed run, I actually recommend going down, because it's a lot faster going down than up, of course. So the idea here is we're picking up 3 notes of a sketch. That there's our mother. That's one of the paintings our father did. Now you see creepy stuff like the ball and children laughing and all sorts of stupid shenanigans. It's not unusual for Blooper to do this. This is a psychological horror game. And it can be dismissed under the premise that we're wandering around a psychological representation of our house, and it's all in our mind. However, I will talk about the supernatural side of it at the end. So that's the last piece. Once you've picked that up, you can go down. There's a few more notes. As I said, if you want the good ending, you need to pick up every note. You need to watch every cutscene. And if you fail to miss one, sorry, you got to do the whole thing again. It's really aggravating. And I wish Bluebird would stop doing these sort of achievements. So there's Pophill, our dog. So we don't know our name. I never picked up our name. Don't know the name of our wife. So there's a cabinet. When you open it up, it's like a babushka of dark shadow. There's a war trophy in there. As I said, our father probably went through World War One. He had an accident which needed a prosthetic leg, which wasn't the right size. So he walked with a limp, and he constantly was in a lot of pain as well. So it's just a tragedy story all the way through.
Shouldn't you be in bed? It's all right. You can stay. Just don't make too much noise. Daddy's working. What do you mean, who's that? It's Mommy. What? That's not what Mommy looks like? Well, she does to me.
Why she got a splitting headache? So there's a trick you can do here which I don't do, which I didn't realise. You'll see all these flies. They sort of become pronounced in the next session. What you can do is open up the door in front of me and walk backwards before you open up this cupboard, and it will cut the scene. You won't experience this next scene. So I'm not sure what that is. Wolves? Deer? Why would you do this? Can't do this without you. So again, we're back in the room where there's the two portraits. There's nothing really in this room. It's just whether you want to follow mum's side or dad's side. We're trying to get the good ending, so we'll go dad's side again. Oh, I love this part. It's one of my favourite parts of the whole game. Revolutionary project method takes audience by storm. Things were off to a slow and fairly uninspiring start last night at the world-renowned Chiron Odeon. As the lights dimmed and the murmurs died down, I took stage. The ingenious engineer, businessman, philanthropist went on and on about the fusion for the future, a world with artificial images created out of thin air and appears just as real as the physical object or person. Despite the undeniable passion, the speech went on a bit long and the audience started to wonder if he had anything. Little did we know the whole thing was a brilliant diversionary tactic. Seemingly bored by his sound of his own voice, invited his friend to take the stage, hoping that he would do a better job explaining the revolutionary technology. The entire crowd gasped in disbelief as an exact duplicate of the guy took stage and so forth, and they just kept coming and coming. There was a standing ovation as the man himself appeared at the back of the room. As he was making his way to the stage, his doppelgangers gradually dissolved into thin air. Proceeded to take questions from the audience. Although the response was overwhelmingly positive, there were a few skeptics to be found. When asked about the potential hazards of the technology, the creator seemingly unfazed quipped jokingly that people were once terrified of automobiles. All joking aside, the spectacle did prove a bit too much for some audience members. Several instances of fainting have been reported, and one elderly gentleman had to be escorted out of the building by paramedics. For better or worse, the technology is bound to generate controversy. On the one hand, its potential applications are seemingly limitless, from engineering through education and medicine to visual art. On the other, one needs to pose the inevitable and unnerving question: if there comes a time when we are unable to distinguish between reality and fiction, just how will that affect us as a society? And that's the big thing that they're trying to produce. So after just having a jaw operation, that wasn't the best. I'm on painkillers, quite severe painkillers, I tell you. Do a lot of time sleeping. Okay, so again you got that creepy child.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
So they don't say our name, but you'll notice there's 3 candles on that, and it's amazing how many people miss this point. That both they, our mother and father, was quite a happy family life at that point. That's the whole point of that birthday cake. It was a normal, happy family. So you got the apples trying to hide the stench. That's what the apples are all about, apparently. That was one way they hid stench back in the old days. So I thought the apples would just go horrible. So again, push this down. If you fall down, you have to sort of start again. And you see the second birthday cake. Now you'll notice that there's 5 candles on this one. 5.
Honey, you have to come out. She's waiting for us. Don't make me do this by myself.
No, I don't want her to see me like this. I'm sorry, I can't.
So the accident with our mum being disfigured at a fire department store happened when we were 5 years of age. Now you'll notice with the Nest cake, which is age 8, she's already committed suicide. And it's either been a few years or she's done it on this year.
Why would you do this? What am I supposed to do now? I can't do this without you.
And again we go back to smoke. And again, I guess the wolf was maybe Child Protective Services that took our daughter away. So we got a fire thing happening in the background. We got a dog chasing a doll.
What was that? Oh no.
Honey, I need you. I need my medicine. Oh, please. Oh, it hurts so much. Why won't you help me? Why are you punishing me like this? Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
So the dog actually broke her medicine. So this is what I was saying before, that our father really did love our mum. He was obsessed with her, you know. That he set up a gramophone record and played the music in order to comfort her. So he's not going to kill her. Mr. Cat, Mr. Scooter. Didn't read the bottom of that. Okay, we're getting close to the end. In this room, there's actually a nice little photo here where you see us all happy together. Another theory is that there might have been 4 children. There's a lot of theories about the first picture in the prologue, because there's 2 children and a mother. Now there is a fake scooter wheel, but here's the real one. Just going to pick this one up. And if you in one of the endings, he says, in the mother and child ending, he says, I can't bring him back. But we know the daughter is alive because it's part of the DLC. So, was she pregnant? Was there another child that we didn't know?
Good. At least you can still feel something. I look at you and I see nothing. Not the beautiful girl I fell in love with. Not the mother of my child. Not even the hateful monster you pretend to be. You're just empty. I look at you and I feel nothing. And it scares the hell out of me.
hideous I am. Go on. I know you want to.
God, not that again.
I know you're disgusted with me. Admit it.
Right, I am disgusted. But it has nothing to do with the way you look. I'm disgusted with what you let it do to you. How you let it change you.
I'm disgusted with how you let the accident change you. You weren't the woman that I had loved. You'll notice Scooter here, and we, because our mum loved the cats, we kind of have this thing about Scooter, and we, as long as if we stay in Scooter's range, we get through with the arguments.
Princess. Princess, wake up. I need you to get dressed real quick. There are men coming. Some very bad men. They want to take you away from me, but I won't let them. We won't let them, will we?
So several times child custody. You'll notice there were...
Yes. Now I remember. Throughout all the chaos and misery, in his own flawed and misguided way, he did love her after all. His way of expressing it was a different matter altogether.
There's a picture of our father and our mother on that thing. If you ever want to know what we look like, it's right there. Not many people point that out. So you can actually see what we look like, and what we already know what our mum looks like. There's plenty of pictures of that. So in that room, top room, is our playroom or either our bedroom, which is strange because there's two children's bedrooms, which Scooter even had two bedrooms. So I put all the pictures here, and then you want to... Scooter had, if you notice, 3 others in his family. So again, was there a 4th one? I'm not sure. The painting of the prologue, you want to turn this into a face, by the way. The painting in the prologue with the woman and the 2 daughters, and the woman's on the floor, it could be just a freeware sort of eye candy thing, so it might not be anything, and there's no notes that actually reference that in the game. So, but there's a lot of theories about the picture at the start of the game if you look to the wall on your right. So I'm just going to change these around, and hopefully...
It's me. But what does it mean?
So at some time...
There has to be more to this.
So at some time, our father grabbed 9 drawings that we had done over our lifetime and secretly drew on each one of them a picture of us. Now, what we don't know is that he used some sort of luminol and painted a secret painting on the pictures as well, and it won't show up until we turn the lights off. But to activate that luminol, we have to keep the torch on it for a series, I think it's about 30 seconds. And this is the only way you get the secret ending. Now, if you don't read every note, then... So you can see 2 pictures there. I haven't sort of highlighted them enough with my torch, so probably going to have to do it for another 30 seconds. As I was saying, if I've missed a note or I've missed a drawing or I've missed something, then I have to do the whole DLC again to get the special ending. And I hate Bloober for doing these things. Time's precious, you know, and if you're going to make things this tedious, have so many save points where I can just load. You got to think more of the consumer. It's one of the biggest complaints Bloober constantly gets. Alright, I think that should be pretty much done. Just give it a little more seconds.
Oh, what is this?
Okay, so I've missed...
I should have known.
If you get
It's
that...
just a sick joke.
So that's a painting of a rat. If you get a... get that, you've done it wrong, and you have to start again and do the whole thing again. Pick up every note, go good ending, do all things that please Dad, and so here I've done it again. I've redone it, and now all I'm going to do is shift it again. I had to do the whole game, whole DLC from scratch, and see if I can trigger the special ending this time. Now I'm going to show you all endings too. To this game, there's 3 endings. Just change this one around with that one, not that one. Sorry, it's really hard to see what I'm clicking on here.
It's me. But what does it mean? Oh, there has to be more to this. What is this supposed to... Wait.
There we go.
The lines are... Yes. Now I see it. Like you knew I would.
It's a map of the house, and actually our house looks like the wooden house.
I had to dig deep to uncover what my father really wanted me to find. In the process, I realized what he was trying to tell me. This house was nothing but a tomb. There was nothing left for me here. No answers. No solace. No closure. My true inheritance lay within. And then, just like that, it finally happened. For the first time in my life, I saw the world through my father's eyes. I was once told that insanity runs in my family. Let it run.
He built her an art gallery. That's pretty cool. If you remember at the start of the prologue, at the start of the DLC, she came to the house that she inherited to prove that she knew that madness ran in the family, but she wanted to put a stop to it, that she wasn't like her father. In this ending, she understands that she has her father's sickness, and instead of condemning it, embraces it, because she realizes in his own way that, you know, he really did love her. And as I said, he was so obsessed with his wife. That's why he kept her around. That's why he created the Magnus Opus. That's why he used the body parts of his Magnus Opus to create the Magnus Opus body parts of his wife. Not because he hated her, but quite the opposite. And I got that throughout the whole thing. Okay, so 2 things. One, everyone says that you don't know the guy's name. Actually, in a sketch that he does of his wife on the bed, his name is there, D. Law. So initial D and then Law. He's actually signed it. The rats. Well, Layers of Fear 2 actually apparently shows that the rats is the Rat Queen, who is a malevolent spirit. So if you remember in the last chapter, we kind of came across on a Ouija board and where he wanted to summon his wife, but he never got her. Apparently by using that, he brought in a malevolent spirit into the house, and this is what was playing on his depression and all these other things, and creating vermin, making them all things. If you play it on Halloween, you'll see an Ouija board in the bottom of the floor, and it talks about 3 kids that go and talk to a malevolent spirit, and they get killed. Same thing. With the Halloween one, you got to type in porcelain, escape, and game on the Ouija board. So if you're going to do the other endings, And I did not know the supernatural before playing this, by the way.
So, after all this time, after all I've been through,
Stay here. Your mother and I need to talk.
this is all you have for me? And of all places, you chose this room.
You think I don't hear that? Stop crying! Don't make me come in there!
So many memories. This one room filled with more memories than I can count.
I thought I told you to be quiet!
Oh, the lovely memories. I imagined him standing there,
There's a code on the blocks.
all smug and pleased with himself, thinking this piece of canvas was somehow going to fix everything. I imagined what I would say to him, what I would do. Why, Daddy, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have.
So that was a picture of us. Actually, you'll notice a cot on the right hand side. So, was there two daughters? And she burns in the fire. And that's the end of that one. So that one's if you do go mum's side. This is if you go all dad's side, but you don't go down to the bottom to do the 9 pictures. You'll get this ending.
I don't know what I expected to find. A farewell note?
There's a
Find a
house
will?
on the wooden house. That's what our house
What I
looks like.
found was an apology. Expressed in the only language he ever truly knew. At
Yeah.
that moment, I could finally see my father for what he was.
There's another code on the blocks there, if you have a look.
A man driven insane with sadness and guilt. Trapped in this house, a nightmarish echo chamber of past mistakes and tragedies. It was this house, a place beyond hope, beyond redemption. I knew what I had to do.
And she sets off to the house again. Oh my goodness. Insurance premiums must be skyrocketing for this family. It's...
I had given up trying to understand my father a long time ago. But I could finally forgive him.
And with this ending, we see that mental illness doesn't stay at a house. It's not fixed at a location. And that's I think that's one of the paintings he did while he was mad. And there's the painting our father did of us. We've got it now in our child's
Hey,
room.
Princess. What have you got there? Oh, that's so lovely, sweetie. But why pink?
We have the same mental illness. Well, that's it, guys. Until next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.